とあなたたちがパゴゴと一緒にいる理由が分かった。ダイアナ、それにリコ。あなたたちは私とルシアスの子孫なのね。待ってルシアスが私のひいおじいちゃんってこと？
What's going on, trainers? Episode number 74 of Pokemon Horizons, and this might have been one of the best episodes of the anime thus far. Now, I don't think any of us are sitting here going like, oh my god, I never saw that coming. Like I think we all early on saw the connection between Liko and having some kind of familial ties to Lucius. We didn't know if it was uncle, grandpapa. We didn't know if it was family, friend, cousin. It could have been that Liko's grandmother, great-grandmother, great-great-great-grandmother, they could have been siblings. So like there could have been a lot of different familial ties, but we definitely knew that the reason that Liko could inhabit the power and the reason that Liko could do X, Y, and Z, and the reason that she's kind of like the chosen one, there's definitely familial ties. And this episode really finally tied that together and giving us some really, really good insight to it, I really thought. So this episode, basically what it did was solidify that, yes, Lucius is, in fact, Liko's great-great-grandfather at this point. Because right now, her grandmother, Diana... So basically how it was is this Ristal person that got introduced. Ristal is essentially Diana's grandmother. And Layla, which is Diana's mother, is the one that she was holding at the Crystal Pond. So for Liko, and I'll have to do the same thing that Liko and Roy had to do. For Liko, this is her great-great-grandmother. So Ristal is her great-great-grandmother. So we have grandma, which is Diana. We have great-grandma, which is Layla, which is the little baby that her and Lucius had. And then we have great-great-grandma, which is Ristal, which I really, really loved quite a bit because, you know, this Ristal girl was like, hey, I'm not that old. Y'all tripping. Like, I just thought it was, like, really, really cool and really good, like, overall. So I really loved that, you know, quite a bit. But this episode just kind of really just solidified all of that. And it introduced us to... the fact that we have Liko's great-great-great-grandmother, Ristal. Basically, her and Lucius were an item, which is really cool. It introduced us to the other members of the Explorers, which was Lucius, the founder, Gibeon, which may or may not be alive, which may or may not be Amatheo's grandfather, because if he is still alive, how is that possible? Because Lucius was around 100 years ago. So at this point, you know, Lucius would be 100 plus whatever years he was at that point, which could be around 20 or 30. So around 120 or 130. So there's basically, unless this Gibeon person is pulling a, like, you know, life support type deal, there's basically no way that he can be alive. But hey, you know, it's possible. It is the world of Pokemon. It also introduced us to a really cool battle between Diana and which is her grandmother, and between Liko. And one of the things I really loved about this episode was it was the amalgamation or accumulation of all of Liko's growth, with her adventures with Dot, with her adventures with Roy, with her adventures with the Rising Voltacklers. Like, it was basically an amalgamation of all of that, basically coming up in versus Diana. And at the end of the day, obviously Diana could have used different strategy. Diana could have gone in and terastallized Arcanine as well. But really, she was using this to test Liko. And Liko really, really, really showed her stuff. And I really loved it this episode because I was like, yes, this is exactly this is exactly the growth. This is exactly the growth that we've been needing to see from Liko. And I just love it. I love the way that they do it. It's very subtle, but it definitely does show you just like a lot of the growth and the mental fortitude and the mental thinking that she's been doing, because she's looking at battles from different angles and kind of walking us through that as well. She's like, shit, like, okay, I'm about to get hit by this Arcanine. What can I do? Okay, Florigato go after Arcanine's feet, you know what I mean? And she's using different ways to take advantage of her disadvantages and kind of catch her enemy or catch her, her battle person or whatever, catching the person that she's battling off guard. And I really love that. Also, my friends who are fans of Pokemon, I want to introduce you guys to Lugia and Ho-Oh, if you guys can see over here. I don't know, can I go in and can I, no, that's the, oh, I can do this. Let me see if I can introduce you guys over there. Try to get some angles in. No, that's an awful angle. But if you guys can see over there, there is Lugia and Ho-Oh. They just came in today. Really, really awesome Pokemon plushes that came in today from Pokemon Center. So all my fans over there, these cost me a lot of money. Not proud of that, but yeah, really excited about them adding them to my plushiferous collection. Anyways, oh my god, what did I do to my camera there? Anyways, yeah, so I really love that, that we had that battle between Liko, and her grandma. I thought that was really, really cool. And I really loved it quite a bit. And I thought it really just showed her growth, overall. I love that, after we learned about Ristle, after we learned about Gibeon, Liko kind of put 2 and 2 together. She's like, let's head back to the crystal pool. Let's try once again. Let's try to summon this Ristle person. I like how they kind of have a general pretty good idea of the crystal pool and kind of like what it does and everything. Kind of very similar to Scarlet and Violet, like the game. So I really love that they're using that to their advantage quite a bit. So yeah, overall, I think this episode was a 9 out of 10 for me. It was a really great episode, although nothing really happened. It just really solidified all the things that we have all been putting together, all season long or all 74 episodes. It just kind of put them all in together here. So, Lucius and Ristle are Liko's great-grandparents. Liko, Dot, and Roy, they're going to encounter Ristle at the Crystal Pool. Papago, he was actually Ristle's Pokemon. So Lucius wasn't Terapagos' original trainer. It was actually Ristle. So that opens up another bunch of events, Amateo and Gibeon were, this Gibeon person had ties to Lucius. The Rising Tacklers or the Volt Tacklers find out that the Explorers are originally about Lucius, Diana, and Liko's battle. So, I mean, this episode was just packed. And I really, really loved it for that. So, yeah. I'll see you guys next week for episode number 75, I believe. I don't think next week is a bye week. It might be. Just as an FYI, because of the holidays and stuff, this is typically around the time of the year that Pokemon Horizons tends to go on break for 1 or 2 weeks. I don't think it will happen. I think we'll be together next week, but then just letting you guys know as we head into the holidays, around Christmas time and stuff, this is typically the time where the studio will take a break, usually for 1 to 3 weeks. So just an FYI that in case you don't see me for an episode, it more than likely is due to them simply taking a hiatus for a little bit. So, all right, friends, play some Pokemon games. Behind me over here, I have Pokemon Soul Silver. Right now, I am shiny hunting in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet still. I'm shiny hunting in Pokemon Legends Arceus. I am playing a little bit of Pokemon Black. So this is the perfect time for the holidays. Grab your Game Boy, grab your Game Boy Advance, your DS, your 3DS. Play some Pokemon. It's the perfect time of year for that. So happy holidays, everybody, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.